So many of you guys and girls, especially the gaming community, I've heard about the ASUS ROG Republic of Gamers. If you don't know what that is, then SMH. Well, I don't have to SMH because that is why I'm here for you guys, so that I can give you an insight on everything that is related to PC gaming. So I've always been a fan of the ASUS ROG Republic of Gamers, its design, its performance, how its functionality. So here in this video, I'm going to be unboxing our very own Republic of Gamers ASUS Motherboard X570-e Gaming. As you can see here, there are several logos here. This right here, which means it is specifically designed for AMD Ryzen 3000 series. It has an AM4 socket logo, which means when you plan to purchase the CPU, like I said, make sure it's compatible with an AM4 socket. And this being an AM4 socket, it is actually compatible with the 2nd gen and the 3rd gen AMD Ryzen CPUs. So that does not count Threadripper CPUs. And of course it has the NVIDIA SLI and AMD Crossfire. So even though that is designed for AMD, it is also compatible with all the NVIDIA GPUs. And then you got the Aura Sync RGB platform. The GameFirst is basically a tool designed for ASUS ROG products for network optimization, so for reducing network delay, minimize game lag, and such like that. Then we have the ASUS Node connector. So this is a proprietary node connector, so which is a bidirectional interface that allows ROG motherboards to communicate with other system components. And finally, we have the Pcie 4.0, which is a great improvement from Pcie 3 and a great feature for best performance. And on the back side, they have mentioned every detail that you need to know. This motherboard boasts its special features, that is a 2.5G LAN and Wi-Fi 6, which is the 802.11ax for lightning fast network connectivity. And then it has dual M.2 heatsinks for mounting the M.2 SSDs, a BIOS flashback feature for a simplified BIOS installation, and it says that it has a pre-mounted I/O shield. So that's actually something that many motherboards don't have. You actually have to separately buy these, and these guys already have them pre-built, which is actually pretty cool. Finally, we have the addressable header Gen 2, which actually don't have much of a difference from the previous version Gen 1. So basically, these addressable RGBs has segments or blocks of RGB LEDs. So if you're wondering what's the difference between RGB and addressable RGB is, so the technologies are quite different. On a regular header, all LEDs of a primary color, the red, green and blue, are chained together and act at the same time depending on the input signal. This makes the individual LED addressing impossible. On the other hand, the ARGB, that is the addressable RGB, there's an LED driver chip for each RGB LED module, which means it can display a different color and intensity than its neighbors. Some could be lit in one color, or some could be lit in another, more or less intense, while others at the same time display something else. It comes with a Wi-Fi antenna with the 2 pins here. It is quite big to place it somewhere, so preferably you can place it behind the chassis. In a way, it's hidden in the back. You don't want to make it look odd by placing it in a way that it's shown outside. It's got the installation disc, the instruction manual and a warranty card. I suggest you keep the instruction manual safe and go through every page in the manual, because you will need it to know where all the cables and how the installation goes. A beautiful ROG stickers, which I'll be sticking on my chassis. It has got standoff screws for M.2 slot, an 80cm extension cable for the RGB strips, 2 SATA cables, a ROG thank you card, you're welcome, and a door hanger. Wait, a door hanger? What's this doing in here? Out of all the things, a door hanger. So there it is, guys, very beautiful design. It's got a plastic panel here with the ROG logo, which lights up, and the lettering here also lights up with the ASUS Aura Sync platform. This is an ATX board, like I said, so keep a note of this when you buy other components to match the compatibility. So basically ATX and AM4 are the two things to keep in mind to check the compatibility with the other PC components. So the special feature about this motherboard is that it has a Good Vrm design, which is a voltage regulator module with all the durable capacitors, as you can see here, to support multi-core processors. By its abbreviation, you will probably know that what it means. It simply means it regulates the incoming voltage from the PSU to a much lower voltage required by the CPU for lower power consumption. In layman terms, you can cut down on your utility bill like a couple dollars per year. This has a 2 4-pin RGB header, one on the top and one at the bottom, and it has 2 addressable RGB header, one at the bottom and one here on the right hand corner above the SATA port. So let's go over some of these important ports right here. So this is where the HD audio cable from your chassis goes. This is the Q code. So in the back of the manual has a description of all the codes, so you can take a look at that for more information. Then you have the ASUS node connector, which I mentioned earlier, which is a proprietary node from ASUS. This is the temperature sensor, 2 USB 2.0 connectors, 1 USB 3.2 Gen 1 connector for the chassis front panel. This is the chassis fan header, a water pump header, and an M.2 fan header. This is the Aura Sync RGB header, ARGB header, a power and reset and LED connectors for the chassis front panel. So I like to add that these connectors are really important while plugging in, so don't get the power, reset and the LED pins mixed up while installing, so that could actually damage your motherboard. Then it has 8 SATA 6 Gbps ports, so you can get up to 8 SSDs or HDDs. Here you have the 3 PCIe 4 or 316 slot for multiple GPU support, so that will work with two-way NVIDIA SLI and Crossfire support. The 2 top sockets are shielded and the bottom one is unshielded, and you also have 2 PCIe 4 slots over here. Then you have the 2 M.2 sockets with PCIe 4 support for lightning fast boot times. Here you have the graded shroud where the X570 chipset lies inside, and on top of it there is a small fan inside for heat dispersion. It has an easy to install 4 DIMM slots for RAM, so that means you can get up to a maximum of 128GB DDR4 RAM. You have another USB 3.2 Gen 2 connector for the chassis front panel, a 24-pin ATX power socket, another addressable RGB header. So these are the 4 LEDs that lights up when you start your system to do a system check. So when you boot your system, so you get the colors in order, like boot will be yellowish green, VGA white, CPU red, and finally DRAM yellow. So if one of these colors keep blinking or flashing, so that means there's something wrong with either the booting time or booting or CPU or DRAM. Another Aura Sync RGB header. Here you have the CPU fan header if you are looking to build an air-cooled system. So they have the AIO pump header and an optional CPU fan header. So this is the socket for the CPU, obviously. An 8-pin ATX 12V power socket. And finally we have the sound card called Supreme FX along with top grade capacitors, which is one of the best hi-fi gaming audio ICs for DTS sound and Sonic Studio, which draws you deeper into action. Counter-terrorists win. Now coming to the back panel, we have one DisplayPort 1.2, one HDMI port 2.0, a special BIOS flashback feature from ASUS, which is actually pretty cool, which I haven't seen in other motherboards from ASUS. So this has a button and a USB port specific for BIOS flashback feature. A total of 7 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports, which is quite a lot and impressive. And then we have 2.5G Ethernet port, an Intel Gigabit LAN, one USB 3.2 Type-C, the two connectors for Wi-Fi antenna and Bluetooth, audio jacks, and one optical SP diff port if you're looking into connecting Dolby Digital audio or sound cards and such. What I really like about this is the heat sinks, which has a fine looking gunmetal finish for heat dissipation. So this motherboard is actually designed for running AMD CPUs, especially Ryzen CPUs. So don't go out there shopping for Intel or Threadripper CPUs. And at the end, I would say that this motherboard is extremely easy, DIY friendly. ASUS has yet again done an amazing job with this product, with its design, look, performance, PCIe 4.0 slots, power management solution. I'm just throwing out words here to explain special features of this motherboard, but not to mention, this product has a great value for its money. So hopefully if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next video.